So a very interesting feature, actually, of these nicotinic cholinergic receptors is that many of them are actually presynaptically localized. They're found on the axon terminal membrane, not the postsynaptic cell's membrane. And they can be found, on cells that release acetylcholine, right? Those would be then, nicotinic cholinergic receptors that are autoreceptors. They're responding, potentially to the acetylcholine actually released by that presynaptic cell. But they can also be on dopamine releasing cells, dopaminergic neurons, or noradrenergic neurons, or serotonergic neurons. So they could also be, sort of presynaptically localized. They'd be in GABAergic neurons, right? And they're heteroreceptors then, because they're not, binding a neurotransmitter that they're actually releasing, but one, that is maybe in the vicinity, or like another contributing, synapse, or contributing, axon terminal at that synapse. But nicotine can act there. And what nicotine will do when it binds to it, these are ionotropic receptors, right? So they swing open a channel, a pore, and they, this pore for nicotinic cholinergic receptors, they let in, sodium or calcium, sometimes sodium and calcium. And that will depolarize this presynaptic terminal, which will promote, the opening of the voltage-gated calcium channels, the fusion of the, the vesicles, and the release of neurotransmitter, the exocytosis of neurotransmitter into the cleft. So they can be quite stimulating. So nicotine acting at these, presynaptically localized, nicotinic cholinergic receptors can provoke the release, right, of dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, acetylcholine, etc. So it can be quite arousing, alerting, activating, at the level of the brain, right?